Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75. Welcome back to another Transformers review. As you can see, I am doing the Generation 1 Pretender Classics from about 1987, 88 I think probably 1988. I remember when these first came out, I was actually quite excited because I thought, wow, we're getting some of the old characters back, and I really wanted to get Starscream, which is this one, which I'll come on to in a second. Unfortunately, there was such a fucking letdown. Even the Pretender shells don't look as good as the original ones, because these are the same size as probably the first generation Pretenders, but they just don't look as good. Well, I mean, they don't look too bad, but it looks like they've just not taken as much time over them, which is a shame. Anyway, so the Pretender Classics, that's right. All they were was 4 classic characters just rejuvenated and given Pretender shells and everything. In the comic, there wasn't too much about them really. It's just that they were all deactivated, probably from when Starscream seized the underbase. Megatron wanted to revive Starscream for some unknown reason, really. I mean, it was a pretty silly. I mean, don't get me wrong, Simon Furman usually writes some brilliant stuff, but even I think he has trouble sometimes trying to think of a reason why Megatron would want to revive Starscream all the time. It worked pretty well in Generation 2, but this one just seemed a bit silly. I know he was going to use him as some instrument of destruction, but, you know, don't matter. But anyway, because of that, he was going to revive him. And at the time, he kidnapped Ratchet because Ratchet was one of the best surgeons and stuff, and he revived Starscream. But also, at the time he was kidnapped, he also had 3 Autobots with him that he was treating for some reason, and then he just copied what Megatron was doing with Starscream and did it to the rest, and so forth. Right, anyway, let's get on to the toys, because I'm not usually a big backstory person, but I did like these in the comics, actually. I did like it when Grimlock in Matrix Quest did go up against Thunderwing. I did like that. That was pretty damn cool. Right, anyway. But once they didn't really appear long in the comics as Pretenders. Bumblebee pretty soon got his destroyed. Starscream, who knows how happened to it. 1 minute it was there, next minute it was gone. In the UK comic it did have a little bit more longevity, but hardly anything. And Jazz, well, who knows what happened to Jazz's one. Anyway, let's get on to the figures. Right, so we've got 4 figures. We're going to start with Bumblebee here. As you can see, he looks, I'm not quite sure what he's supposed to be, really. I mean, Jazz, obviously, over there is some sort of like policeman, SWAT sort of person, you know what I mean? But Bumblebee just looks like some guy in armour, really. That's about it, which is fair enough. He comes with 2 guns. The main gun you can only use with a Pretender shell. The little one you can use with Bumblebee. Anyway, right, the stickers on mine are a bit shit. I'm not that bothered. Don't know if Retro Labels do a set for this, but I'm not that bothered. Maybe I should, I don't know. Anyway, so we take his little helmet off. I'm going to take his little gun out. Yeah, when I say the Pretender seals aren't as good, because look, they have this bit where the legs come down here, and then there's a solid bit there on all of them, which is a shame, because they've never done that on the original ones. I know these are classic designs, but they could have done a lot more with them, if you ask me. Anyway, they don't have belts, thank God, on these ones. And we're going to be able to split them apart. You don't seem to want to come apart. There we go. So we split them apart. Put the shell back together. Put that over there. And then we're left with this, which is Bumblebee. We're just going to turn him into robot mode, because it's probably the easiest thing. Just flip the feet down. Flip the little arms round. And there we are. There's Bumblebee. You can put this tiny little gun. As you can see, it's missing a sticker there. In his little hand. And don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to flip this bit all the way back. Don't hold the gun too well in that hand. What about this one? Yeah, it's better than that one. So anyway, this is Bumblebee. And don't get me wrong, it's actually not a bad little figure. All the 4 of these were released as Legends figures as well. I don't know if it was Kmart or something like that, but anyway, they were exclusive figures. For what it is, Bumblebee isn't actually that bad, if I'm honest. Well, when you compare it to his original Generation 1 form anyway. I'm going to transform this now. What do we do first? We flip the arms down, like so. Just flip the head away. Flip this bit round. That's going to be central bonnet of the car. Oh, bloody hell, I've done that bit. There we go. And then that's Bumblebee in Volkswagen VW Beetle mode. It's not bad. Again, a lot of the paint's rubbed off of the front of my one, unfortunately. The head isn't that much hidden. I mean, it was more hidden on his G1 form, but this one just, well, like I said, I just couldn't be bothered by the looks of it. But it's alright, you can put the little gun in that little hole on the roof, and you can have like an attack mode. And it isn't actually that bad. I'm just going to put his helmet back on him. We're going to come to Jazz next. Again, like I said, I think he's some sort of, I don't know, SWAT person. It's alright, a lot of detail. Just, don't know, something about it just isn't as good as the original Pretenders. Like I say, he comes with 2 guns. You can take the little one off, because that can be used with the little robot Jazz. And the big one is mainly for the Pretender shell. Yeah, for some reason when I got this, they painted the visor. Don't ask me what colour it was supposed to be originally, and I don't know what that is in there. Oh no, it's paint, and that's that's paint off his head, which all Pretenders have a habit of losing all the paint off their hair. Anyway, so we're going to put that down there. Split this guy open. Now then, I haven't transformed Jazz for a while, and there's probably a good bloody reason. So, if I forget anything, look at that, he literally comes almost in car mode, so we're going to transform into car mode. There we go. This is Jazz's car mode. The guy that had this before me, because I probably got this off eBay, maybe, I can't remember where I got this from, painted the wind, well, I say painted, he just coloured them in with a felt pen by the looks of it. It's not too bad, I've got some stickers around there. I don't know, mind you, he's missing one on the top here. It's not that great, and I don't know whether that's just rubbed off or he decided to felt that in as well, I don't know. But it's okay, it's a lot smaller obviously than his original G1, but there we go, what can you do? Right, again, you can put that little gun in there to give him attack mode. It's a bit of a crap attack mode, isn't it? I mean everyone can stick a gun on their car, but does it look really good? Not really, no. I mean, if it was some sort of weird Gatling gun at the side there, that looks pretty cool, but when it's just stuck on the roof like that, not for me. Right, we're going to transform this guy. I think all we do is extend the feet, then what do? We've got something to do with the arms here. I think we have to, there we go, just sort of like prise them out. Good job I've got fingernails, bloody hell. Prise them out, and there we go, and there's Jazz in robot mode. You can barely see the head. I don't think I'm supposed to pull it up on, I mean. No, that's it. Oh, Jesus, that's shit. Yeah, that's fucking awful, if I'm honest with you. Again, you can put this little gun there. This roof, sometimes I think some people take the fucking roof off, but there we go. It reminds me of a spy changer from RID, but there we go. He's alright, apart from that, really. I'm going to put him over there, next to his Pretender shell. Right, so we move on to Grimlock. Now, I did repro label this guy up, actually, because the labels were pretty damn terrible, and they did do a set. When I got this guy, he wasn't complete. He was missing his helmet. I got one off eBay for 50p. And then the wanker didn't bother sending it to me, because this was a long time ago. This is when I don't think I had a PayPal account, I can't remember. But he wanted a check, so I sent him a check for 50p, and did the wanker send it to me? Nah, he didn't fucking bother, did he? But anyway, but I got another one eventually. I don't know how much that cost me, probably the same sort of amount. He has got a bit of a shit Pretender shell. I don't know what the fuck this at the back here is, I don't know. It's slightly discoloured as well. But it's, well, I like to say it's alright, but I don't think it is. And it's definitely not going to get any better once we get inside to the Pretender, actually, well, Grimlock inside. As you can see, he comes with this little gun here. That is for Grimlock, mainly in his alt mode, but there we go. Right, so we're going to split this guy open, and there's Grimlock. I must say, I do remember Gerard's Wolfgang's one review of this, and believe me, he got it spot on when he said this is fucking shit. This is Grimlock. It's not that I think maybe they did a bad job, but it's I suppose we're making it at a smaller size, and so obviously back then they were limited. Back then, you know, with toy constraints and everything like that, because you know they didn't have ball joints and stuff and whatever. But saying that, I think they could have done a little bit better. I mean, I wanted this guy when I was a kid because I didn't have Grimlock, and I'm so glad I never got this. if I'm honest. I mean, the robot mode isn't actually too bad. You can put this gun thing, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it definitely looks like some sort of weird gun in his hand. But yeah, I mean, they didn't even bother painting. I don't know if it's going to get close up on the face there. But they didn't even bother painting the eyes or nothing. That's sloppy, in my opinion. You know. Anyway, we're going to transform this. I can't remember how. These arms are going to become the feet. I believe this bit fits straight back into there. We extend this head. These are going to rotate around and become the top half of the body. Sorry about this, everybody. I ain't done this for a while, mainly because I can't stand this fucking figure. Right, here we go. So you move the arms down. This comes over, and that is Grimlock. It's not a patch on his original G1 form. Don't get me wrong, actually, it doesn't look that bad for what it is. But it's just not particularly good. I can't put my finger on it. It's just, I mean, they could have given him an open and a closed mouth easy enough. I mean, the original did. The arms they could have. Well, I suppose they didn't have ball joints really back then. But the arms just look shit. And then he's really small. It's a shame. It is a shame. I think a wasted opportunity for a great character. But there we go. Anyway, we'll move on to the last one. This is Starscream. This was the only Decepticon classic Pretender. This is the one. This is my actually original one from when I was a kid. As you can see, he's got massive play wear. The stickers are all rubbed off. I don't. If Reprolabs did do a set, I'd probably get it for it just because it's old time, and I did own this one when I was a kid. But if I could get a new one, I would, mainly because you're not really going to see it too well. But these wings are heavily discoloured. But I actually love this Pretender shell. If it didn't have this block bit right in between his legs, that would make it better. And because I think it's brilliant. Look at all the spikes on him. I don't know if you get that on toys these days because they are quite pointy. And just pushing my fingers on them, you can tell they could hurt you if you know. If I whacked that at a bloody, put his arm out like that and whacked it at someone, yeah, it would probably hurt you. Because they're not soft plastic or nothing like that. It's proper moulded. And same with his helmet. Look at that. Okay, now that's pretty cool. Don't get that no more. Comes with this giant blue gun. It doesn't come with any other little gun. The wings on the back are for Starscream, as you can see. So we're going to take them off. He's got a damn cool alt mode. This comes off, as you can see. Again, all his hair has rubbed off. He's losing his hair. We're going to split it open. Now then, he's a bit noisy inside, mainly because that's where I keep all the bits that come with him. Because it's just easier. So we're going to seal him back up. Put him over there. We're going to put his little helmet back on him. Put Grimlock's back on him. Then we come to the major disappointment that is Starscream. Now then, we've got to do a little bit of work to him. We're going to take him to robot mode first. So we've got to open out the legs like that. I remember when I was a kid, when I first got this, I didn't realise I had to do that. Flip these shit little fucking arms around. Take these wings. As you can see, they almost look like Lego connectors. But what they do is, if you can see in here, which is massively discoloured as well, in this little clip bit in there, there's just a tiny little groove. I don't know if it's going to show too well. And then this will sort of like basically fit just in there, in the groove. And then that allows it just to spin nice and easy. And then you do the same on this bit, just here. So once you've done that, you take these little guns, which also double up as his rear wings and tail fin, put those in his hands. And these are Starscream's null rays. And that is Starscream. Believe me, I was so disappointed when I was a kid. Unfortunately, he's got some paint rubbing off there. I really wanted this to be a great figure. I already had the original G1 Starscream. But I thought this would just look really cool. And I was a bit disappointed when I got it. It was just a bit crap. Again, if you look at the head, they've not bothered painting the eyes or anything, which is a shame. Right, so we transform this. It's not really much of a transformation, believe me. You just put the arms down to his side. Well, before you do that, spin the wings round, like so. Flip them down. They hold the wings, sort of. Push his little feet back together. Get these. And it is much like the Japanese exclusive Pretender Metal Hawk in some ways. Put them in there, then come back around to here, fold up this. That does cover up the head at least, so he hasn't got the visible head syndrome in this version anymore. And there we have it, that is Starscream. It doesn't come with any guns anymore under his wings or anything like that. But, if I'm honest, the plane mode isn't that bad. It is okay. If he had some guns under there, even moulded in guns, that would, you know, just to look like there was a gun under there, that would have been better than nothing at all. A bit of a wasted opportunity there, I think. But, the plane mode isn't that bad, really, for what it was. I mean, you got moulded detail all around it and everything like that. No landing gear or anything like that, so he's just going to have to make an emergency landing or something. It's all right. It's better than I remember it, really. Just the robot mode. It's a bit of a letdown because, you know, the original G1 Starscream is brilliant. Overall, a great concept, I think, but just slightly let down on some of the figures. I know, you know, you got the constraints of having to fit it in the Pretender shell and everything like that, but just a shame. Anybody. Anyway, this has been Graham, the Collector 75. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.